Hi and welcome to Girls Can Do Anything, the show that encourages ladies to just give it a crack. Today we're going to show you how to fill some cracks in your skirting boards and windowsills with a caulking gun and gap filler, just to get prepared for painting. The gap that runs down the edge of your window frame. The reason it's important to fill that with some gap filler before you paint it, if you just try and fill it with paint, you're putting heaps of paint in there. You come back the next day and there'll be a big glob of paint running down your wall there. So you're better off trying to fill it first and then painting over it. Like holes from screws and cracks in your joints and stuff like that. Even these bits up here where we put in new skirting boards, so we've got to fill up above here. There's a few holes and the nail holes. We're going to get all those filled up ready. The first thing to do, because we've been sanding in here with dust going everywhere, is give everything a clean off. Make sure that there's no dust and everything's clean, ready to go. Right, the product that you want is something called a gap filler. These are two different brands, do the same thing. Don't get a silicone. Silicones are for kitchens and bathrooms. They're a rubber that goes into your gaps around your sinks. You can't paint over them. Gap filler is, as it says here, it's flexible, paintable, so you can put it on and then you can paint over it with your paint. Alright, so this thing here is called a caulking gun. It's pretty simple to use. This is one that we've just about finished, so I'm going to stick that in there. It just sits in like that, the end that's going to have the nozzle on it up here. This is a trigger here, you push that down and then you can push that part in that goes right up to the top of it, and then you're just using it like a gun. So we're squeezing this end and this stuff's coming out. It's pretty simple. Sometimes a big gap in there where I have to put in a new piece of skirting through here. So I don't have a nozzle on the end of this. I'm just going to get some out with my finger and jam it in there. Alright, along the edge. It's a bit messy at the moment, don't worry about that. Alright, so once I've got it in there and basically moulded into the shape that I want, then I get my damp cloth and I wipe over it with the damp cloth, get it nice and smooth. Okay, so when your tube is finished, again, you hold down this trigger thing, pull this back out, and then tap it out. Okay, then your new one, it should come with a nozzle. Alright. So you get your Stanley knife, just cut off the piece that's holding it on there. And then just cut off, because we're going to do some small cracks to start with, we're just going to cut it off on a bit of an angle, a 45-degree angle, not too far up, depending on how big a tube you want to push out. You might cut it up here higher, but we're just going to cut it down the bottom. Okay, and then you get your new tube, and we've got to cut this top part off, so make sure you've got a nice sharp knife. It should come off pretty easy. Okay, so get that part off. Get this one, put it on there. And put it back in the cradle again. And push down the trigger there, and push down, and we're ready to go. Start squeezing. You can see it's starting to come down. It's ready to go. Corner we did, all painted, no gaps, looking perfect. That corner's all sorted. The cupboard where we put in the new skirting board and patched up all around there. It's looking perfect. No gaps. The cupboard where we put new skirting boards, we've patched all that and no gaps, perfect. This corner we did, again, no gaps, all painted. That corner's all sorted. The cupboard where we put new skirting boards, we've patched all that and no gaps, perfect. Windowsill we patched up, all nice up the top there, and the crack all the way down the side. down the bottom there. It's looking really nice, nice, neat. All finished up with the paint job.